It's Monday, start of a new week. What is it? The 15th, July 15th. The month is just about halfway over, guys. Jace is here. Jace is here. A friend Mir is here. Appreciate you both being here. Nice to have someone greeting you when you walk into the door. I'm bringing up my desktop real quick. Let's see here, guys. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Jace? Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Well, it's just us. Sometimes the best conversations start when there's just a few people. Not that I ever get huge crowds. Every once in a while, we get a few show up. But sometimes, it gets just enough that you lose track of where the conversation's going. But when there's just one of us, two of us, three of us, conversation can be wide open. Let's see. Jace says, "Hello, Eric. How was this morning's walk?" It was excellent. I got to spend time with my neighborhood fox. Well, we have at least five foxes in the area. So I got to spend time with one of them. Just was sitting there scratching, letting me do a little video, several little videos. But it was already hot out in the morning. Jacob, how are you? Greetings and blessings to you all. 1 second, guys. There we go. Greetings and blessings to you all. Hit the like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Big salute to you. Big salute to you, my friend. How are you feeling? How's recovery? Jace says, hey, or Jacob says, hey, brother Jace. How you feeling after putting in that big work yesterday? Wonder how Leo's doing. Yeah, we're going to hit probably over 100 degrees today. Excuse me, guys. And the air quality's bad. I did get out twice this morning. I got out early, right after the first live stream. Just about 2.5 miles. And then I went out again, Mocha and Misty. We wanted to get out before it got too hot for Misty. Misty's half Husky and half Pomeranian. So she's got that double coat. So this is really hot for a little fluffy dog like her. I'm going to cruise around YouTube real quick just to see who's live. So right now, Mayhem and Miracles, Maja, you guys might be familiar with her. If anyone here is really interested in growing their channel, getting some more subscribers, getting monetized, Mayhem and Miracles is the place to go. And let's see if I can find a link. She was essential for me in growing my channel and getting monetized. Such a huge help. So this was I'm seeing a link from Jacob. Active rest. Smart move. Really smart move. So I'm looking for, there we go, guys. You guys might be familiar with Maja. Adrian, how are you, my friend? She's on live right now. So Hey, Jace, specifically you, if you're interested in hitting 1,000 and getting your watch hours, um, just go visit Mayhem and Miracles. Uh, let her know that you came here, you came through here, um, and that you just want to say hi and get to know people. And people will subscribe, and you'll have people that you can subscribe to, and it just grows the community. Everyone helps each other out. I really got my watch hours up because of her. Just a very, very helpful channel. Can't speak highly enough of it and of her. Let's see. Salaram Gamer gives me a thumbs up. Hello, my friend. How are you? Jay says we have rain for the next few days. It's the middle of summer. Yeah, we're going to get a thunderstorm in a little bit. Jacob says it's going well. A little sore all over, but I'm just doing active rest. Walked 5 miles this morning. Thanks for asking, brother. Good. And like I said, really smart move, Jacob. Adrian says, how are you? I'm doing good, my friend. Making sure I'm getting that name right. Probably not. William, how are you? Jay says, I'm back. Sub to her. Awesome. The best way to do it is, like I said, dive right into live streams and get to know people. This is how Eric LaPointe got to 1,000 really quickly. He subbed to everyone there, and probably most of them subbed back. And then he met other people through those other links, and his channel just kept growing and growing and growing. Flowers here. Flower says hi. How you doing, Flower? Flower says she was making some noodles, so it took her a while to come in. You gotta have your priorities. Noodles are definitely a priority. Dottie is here. Our great friend Dottie. So the good news with Dottie, 1, 205 subscribers. 2, Dottie has PayPal. So if you guys want to support her adventure, not PayPal, I'm sorry, buy me coffee. You can buy her a cup of coffee. Coffee is essential for refurbishing a medical ambulance into a livable van. You can't do it without coffee. That would be ridiculous. So if you want, make sure to visit Dottie, subscribe if you haven't, and buy her a cup of coffee. Mira says, hi, Sir Yogi, and beautiful people here. Hello, my friend. Flower says, Yogi, you sound a bit tired and more quiet, like in the 5 a.m. readings. Why is that? Like in the 5 a.m. readings. I think it's because it's so hot out and the air quality was bad outside, and a little bit of allergies right now. But I'll bounce back. I'll bounce back in just a bit. I appreciate you asking. I appreciate your concern. Mira says, hey, Dora, how are you? Jason, sub to Dottie. Awesome. You guys are, well, I don't know if you're in the same neck of the woods, but you're in the same country. Dottie says, coffee is always welcome, and thanks for your coffee. You're welcome, my friend. It's a small enough thing that we can do for friends. Just a little support. Our friend Kathy is here. C. Peyton. Kathy, how are you? How's the knee feeling? Mira says, Jace, thanks for your kindness, bro. Jace is certainly kind, that's for sure. He's probably tired of me mentioning his closing statement at the end of his live streams. Flower says, oh, hope you get better. I just noticed the smallest details. That's good. It shows that you're concerned and that you care about people. So we got everyone saying hey to each other. For those who don't know, yesterday, our friend Jacob did 500 Navy SEALs, along with Leo Sidso and the legendary Burpee Reaper, leading the way. Also, for those who don't know, 500 Navy SEALs means 1,500 push-ups. Dottie says, Jason, just sub to you. Beautiful dog. Recently lost my girl. I remember. I'm so sorry, my friend. I know it hurts just as much today as it did. So that puts Dottie at 206 subscribers, guys. Flower says she's good. Nice to hear. Flower, I see that you got back up to 91 subscribers. I know you were at like 88 before. WBU. I know that. WBU. What about you? Did I get that right? Dottie says, thank you so much for the kind words, Eric. You're welcome. Yeah, this might be the hottest summer on record so far here, guys. Going to be 100 today, going to be 101 or 102 tomorrow. Let's see. Mir says, coming soon, Flower get gone 1K, sir. That would be awesome. Noble's here. Noble, I have questions, my friend. 1, how are you? 2, how are you doing on watch hours? 3, when does school start? And maybe even more questions. It's been a while since we had a chance to catch up, my friend. Kathy says it was 99 here yesterday. Yeah, we hit 99 too. And we're quite a bit north than you. And Flower, displaying the tenderness, the compassion, the empathy that she is known for, says, Miss Dottie, I hope you find a healthy way to grieve. Thank you for that, Flower. Jacob says, hey to Brother Noble. Everyone subscribe to Noble. Noble is going places with his channel. Flower says, hello, drunk dad Noble. He is fast approaching 10K. Well deserved. He's putting in some big live streams. 8.88K. I'm looking at his live streams right now. His last live stream, 10K views. The other one, 4.8, 1.2. He's on to something, guys. Jace says, drop Noble's link. I can do that for you, my friend. One second. Jace is another one who's hitting those numbers. What was it? Jace 6K views the other day. Dottie says, thanks, Flower. I will always grieve her, but I will always miss her as I miss my other boys. Exactly. We're just going to upload a new video. Be back soon, guys. Yeah, my last dog passed away. 2 dogs we had together, Mocha and I. Mandy and Toby. Mandy was a corgi. She passed away in 2018. A year later, 2019, Toby passed away. 15 years old. 14 or 15, I don't remember. It's still heartbreaking. Let's see. Noble says, September for school. I am doing great. I need 4,000 watch hours and only have 3,200. That last 800 is going to come quick, though. It took me a month to go from 3,000 to 4,000. It took me less than a month, actually. I first got monetized in May, and I set the goal of hitting those numbers, getting 4,000 before the first day of summer, and I think I got it June 18th. So I'm coming up almost on a month of being fully monetized. So yeah, it's going to come quick. So before September, sometime in August for sure, and I can double up. I can double up my watch hours for you. Thank you for dropping that link, Jacob. Mir says, Noble, our best wishes for your watch time, bro. Thank you, Mir. Jay says, I've subbed to Noble. Awesome. Noble says, last night was a wild view count. That's going to get you a lot of watch hours. Remember, they usually keep 5 days in the bank before you you see what, where you are now. So I bet you got at least another 200 in those 5 days, if not more. Flower says, hope you get better, Dottie. Pro Fisherman's here. Pro Fisherman says, hey, Eric. Fisherman, how are you? Noble says, thank you, Jace. Jace is another channel that is going places. He's getting, let's see. Give me a second here, guys. The last I checked, I think Jace had 400 subscribers, but he's getting huge views. So it's just a matter of time before everything clicks. It's at 377. Yeah, just things are going to click. Actually, this morning, 2.4 K views. 2 days ago, 2.5. Absolutely awesome. So you guys make sure you're subscribed to Jace. Eric LaPointe is here. Eric, how are you? How was your weekend? Jacob says, let's get Noble to 1K. and he corrects it down at the bottom to 100K. Noble says, "How you doing with watch hours?" I haven't even thought about it because I got monetized now, 100% now. You know what? I don't know what I'm doing. What I'm doing now. I'm doing the same thing as I was doing before. Subscribers slowly increasing. What I'm hoping for is people who really want to be engaged. That if people don't want to be engaged, that maybe they drop off. But those who truly want to, be the start of something, that they'll stick around. Maybe they'll tell their friends. And, of course, more views because more people click on the ads, and that provides me that little bit of income. I've mentioned before, and I've heard Noble mention this on his live stream, my sincere desire at one time in my life to be a monk. I was going to be in the Self-Realization Fellowship, although after my divorce, I considered taking the Buddhist vows in Thailand. But I'm only partially drawn to Buddhism. The Paramahansa Self-Realization, this was back in the 90s. I really wanted to do that. However, I'm taking my own vows. I'm taking my own internal vows. I'll mention that in a minute when I get caught up. Eric Point says, "Hello everyone, can't see my phone, just listening. So hi in advance." Well, I appreciate you listening, Eric. Jay says I'm hitting 2.4 average. On lives. Now it's going up. Not sure how though. Yeah, I don't know. But hopefully we're gonna fix that. Let's see. Mir says, "Congrats, buddy, for 10K live stream." Noble says, "Hope you're doing well, Eric." Jacob says, 400 subscribers, brother Jace. Thank you. Paradox is here. Let's drop Paradox's channel. 529. Paradox is growing. Here's my guess. When Paradox finds his voice, when he starts talking about the things that he loves and he's passionate about, his channel's going to take off. Paradox is almost at 600 subs. Yes, you are, my friend. Ice is here. Send them gut. I know I got that last one wrong. And I'm trying to place that. You lost me on that one, Ice. William says, "Hello again. I've been here, just spent 20 minutes eating a pint of blueberries." Awesome. Blueberries are truly a superfood. Paradox says, "Can you guys get me to 600 subs?" We can try. Mentioned before, I'm not a big, I'm not one of those channels where a lot of people can connect at once, but you can make some good friends here. That's for sure. You might never grow like huge numbers here, but you'll have people who work for you. Look at Mir and how hard he's worked for everyone. Look at Jacob, how hard he works for everyone. Jay says that he's subbed to Ice. Awesome. Let's see. William says, there's something within me that would not feel content making a living from this. No one would send me their money. It depends on the message, William. And you know what? I think you're getting clear with your message. I think that you're on a healing path. Um, right now, it might be you might need to keep it quiet. A lot of times, it's best to keep things like that in that field of silence that's healing. But then, when you reach a certain point where you want to share your journey, look at our great friend Joe Delaney. Um, she felt called to start her channel and make it bigger after she not just lost the weight, but she was emotionally healed or emotionally healing, and she felt ready to do something. For me, I think of this as an experiment of surrender. Can I surrender all the concepts and thoughts of earning an income and do it with a small channel in my own little unique way, breaking a whole lot of rules on how you're supposed to do it? I'm supposed to have these really great thumbnails. I'm supposed to hit all the algorithms perfectly. But I don't know how to do it. Not only do I not know how to do it, I don't particularly want to do it. But here's what I want to do. I want to post short little clips of nature, offering it to people. And I want to come here and I want to talk to good friends about the things that I love. And that is the things that can help everyone. Here's what I keep coming back to. Course in Miracles says, do not seek to change the world, but seek to change how you perceive the world. And that's my monk vow. I'm not going to Thailand. I'm not joining the Self-Realization Fellowship. I'm making that vow to myself that I'm going within, deep within, not to change the world, but to change my own perception of the world, especially in this violent political season, as well as, a lot of the stuff that you see on YouTube. I just want this little tiny channel that puts out a positive message and see what happens. And I'm really glad that you guys are part of it. You're part of the message. I'm part of your message. You're part of my message. And we get to spread that word. And the word, as always, is simply love. Jay says, 37 now, pro. Awesome. 37, pro fisherman. Jacob drops the link for Mr. 2K coming up. William says, there's a significant and profound information and quality people retained here. Thank you for that. You know what? And that's something I'm really happy about, that people have a tendency to keep showing up and keep sharing their journey. So, hey, William, never doubt that you are on a journey. Never doubt that you're on a healing journey. Flower retracts the message. Pro Fisherman says, thank you so much, Jace. Jace says, I'll be back. Have to pop out. Luke, my friend, how are you? MF Dreadson says, greetings, fam. Dreadson, my friend, how are you? Excuse me, guys. Our friend MF Dreadson just dropped a video 11 minutes ago. 100 lunch break burpees. It's also at 87 subscribers. I would imagine we can get him up to 100 pretty quickly. Our friend Dredson is another one. He's just always loving when he comes here. Good heart, puts it out there. Let's see. Flower says, I always wondered how humans first came alive and how they navigated through the world and how the universe was created and where the Big Bang came from, since I was a kid and still do. That's interesting, Flower. That's always fascinated me as well. I love reading books on cosmology, not just the science of cosmology, but the cosmology of all other cultures. Fascinates me. Um, and I'm always interested in, what came before the universe. If the universe started from a singular particle, singularity, what caused the singularity? And what caused the singularity to expand into the universe? In yogic cosmology, it's the breath of God. God breathes the universe into existence, and then he inhales, and the universe ceases to exist. But then it repeats, and it repeats, and it repeats. It's also fascinating to consider, you were talking about navigating through the world. Imagine navigating through the history of the world, where we started out as these single-cell creatures emerging from the ocean. And then life just kept evolving and evolving and evolving in whatever form. And if any one of our direct ancestors had been eaten by a saber-toothed tiger or stomped by a mammoth, we would not be in existence in this way. As mentioned before, guys, I got some allergy issues. Air quality here is really bad. Jacob says, greetings to brother MF Dredson. Big salute to you. Definitely make sure you check out his raps today. Jacob drops a link for Dredson. Thank you, Jacob. Flower says, but there are some things better left to be unknown. I agree with that as well. Accepting the mystery of it all. Professor says, same, Flower. William says, I'm struggling because I have no clear aim. I want a life like the ideals you aspire to. I want earnest work and a peaceful life. I don't have any ideal on how or where to start with that. Just that in particular. Feels like seed cast upon stony ground here. I will make the most of it, but I will fail. Well, here's the thing, William. Can you be okay with not knowing? That includes how life might unfold, and it also includes whether or not you fail or not. To be at peace, you definitely can't fail with that, because that's your natural state. You just need to realize that. Let me bring something up real quick. I've mentioned this before, but I always like reading it. I'll at least to read it. So this is for you, William, and for anyone else, but it might find it helpful. I'm not saying that the Course in Miracles is for everyone. I have long believed it was for me. I've also long believed that it wasn't for me. It's been in and out of my life for 30 years. But there's a fairly recent rededication to it. I just want to read this one part of the introduction. Let me read the whole thing real quick. This is a Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It only means that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. The Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. The Course can therefore be summed up very simply by this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So what I want to mention is maybe the Course of Miracles is a path for you. Maybe it isn't. Maybe yoga is the path. Maybe Buddhism is the path. It doesn't matter. You'll find it. But all of them will teach the same thing. And the important thing here is the Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to your awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. William, you are already that natural loving presence. You are already in that peacefulness, because that's what you are already. Now we just remove the blocks to keep you from that realization. We can do that with breath work. We can do that with meditation. We can do that with studying the Course or studying other yogic texts. Choose the one that resonates the most, and we'll work it together. I can teach you the beginning of breath work later today. We'll do 15 minutes on FaceTime. Sorry, all right, I'm behind here. I'm going to catch up. Chris Crable, sorry, I keep making that mistake. Chris, how are you? Very much appreciate you coming by, Chris. Chris did some big Navy SEALs on his lunch break. Poor man, hey, how's the lawnmower? If you guys want to see some really quality work done throughout the day, done when he's got 20 minutes in the parking lot, done when he's got 20 minutes at his workplace gym, done when he's got time at his home gym, but it always gets done. Chris. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to catch up with everyone. Oh, you know what? Our friend Jacob is one step ahead of me. He already dropped the link for Chris. From Fishman says, where is Optimob? He might still be here. It's relatively early. Aerodoc says, guys, I appreciate any subs. If you guys haven't, I'm trying to get to 600 subs. All right, let me get back up here. Aerodoc needs to move his truck. Dredson said he's feeling finer than frog hair. That's pretty fine. Fishman says, where is Optimob? We'll see if he pops in. Dredson says, thank you for sharing. You're welcome, my friend. Ice says, I might look if I can stream Hell Let Loose, which is really realistic, immersive World War II thingy. That would be interesting. I'd like to see a live stream. Paradox is back. Flower forgot to say hi to Dredson, but of course she's not going to let that stop her. She's going to say hi now. Paradox, him and his aunt have been practicing in my school parking lot. Nice. Jude is here. Jude, my friend, how are you? Luke said he saw Oppenheimer. I didn't see it. I love Oppenheimer, though, because of the fact that he was so struck by what he did, what he created, that he could only think of a quote from the Bhagavad Gita. They glossed over quantum theories, which are very interesting. I love quantum theories. I understand less than this much, but every time I read it, I get this intuitive feeling that this is something, that it is, that we're describing the fabric of existence in a language, but it's still not the actuality. That reality is just deeper than can be told even by quantum physics. Luke saw it last night. Flower says, hi to Floorman. William says, I believe the entirety of existence flows as a wave. Greater and lesser dimensions prevent us from witnessing the makings of it, but imagine feeling every physical sense of your skin from clothes. You know what? I would be inclined to I resonate with your description there, William. William says, touching it overwhelming, and we are not prepared for it. We aren't, and by we I mean our sense of the egoic we, of who we think we are. But who we truly are is exactly what you just described. We are both the wave and the form. We're the wave and the particle. Jacob says, let's get our brother Chris Grable to 2K subscribers. This guy is a beast. Yeah, he is a beast. Chris says, thank you, Jacob. Jacob does not like his keyboard at all. Jacob says he's feeling a little sore all over. But over, Chris, I'm recovering well. Just doing active rest today. Such a big effort from Jacob. Chris says he's doing awesome. Flower says, I really want to see Chris or Jacob in the chat again. It's been really long. Yeah, at this point, I wonder if they'll come back. Judson says, so Chris has already subscribed. See you putting up many, many reps. Yeah, he does. Chris says, I'm glad you're doing awesome, Jacob. I'm doing great. Got the morning session in already. Judson says, Burpee Reaper is motoring through nasal breathing Navy SEALs. Weighted. Man, no one does it like Burpee Reaper. Chris says, definitely will come back. Thank you for that, Chris. Chris says, you're the man, Eric. Thank you, Chris. Very much appreciate you saying that. However, man, when I'm in company like Chris and MF Dreadson and Jacob, all my friends up here, I feel like I am the man that knows the man. I'm the guy standing next to the man saying, check these guys out. Flower says, I wonder why I'm even waiting for them to come back and why I'm kind of attached to them. I think because you have a big heart and it was obvious to you, obvious to many of us, that they were suffering, that they were going through some pain and they didn't know how to deal with it. They were so quick to be defensive and to lash out. And by they, I'm pretty sure we're just talking about one person. But the fact that they changed their name so obviously and came back, you know, they knew there was something here that someone might be able to help them with. I'm not saying me. Obviously, I couldn't help. I think I've tried. I think we all tried. But when you're that defensive, you can't reach anyone. Pro Fisherman says, please, what do we need, Fisherman? Oh, I missed something up above. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I saw where's Optimum was the last thing I saw. Oh, please subscribe. Luke says, need more fish. And subs. You could fish for subs. Combining everything you need and everything that you want, everything you love. Let's see, did our friend, did I miss a comment from, maybe checking, going back a little bit. If I missed something from anyone, let me know. Just shout it out down at the bottom. William says, I'm definitely defensive. I've become so accustomed to reacting that way that way by default to try to avoid being hurt. Hasn't worked out very well. Man, that's a big realization. Big realization, William. It hasn't worked so far. So, hey, let's do something different. If this hasn't worked, and it never will, ever, which is why we keep repeating it over and over again. If it doesn't work, then you have something else to do. This is why, again, in the Course in Miracles, it says, I can choose peace instead of this. I can choose kindness instead of this. And I was talking about breath work. It retrains the central nervous system so that you become responsive. Same with meditation. And we can talk about different ways of meditating. I am an official primordial sound meditation teacher, which is a Vedic yogic mantra-based meditation. Very, very similar to transcendental meditation, which I think I'm allowed to say. But I practice all different kinds. So I can teach you primordial sound meditation, or we can work with others that people will find very helpful. Luke says you always find the correlations, Yogi. Well, thank you for that. But hey, William, the fact that you know that you're definitely defensive, do you know what a huge realization that is? Because if you were so caught up in the I-ness, the I, me, mine, if you're so caught up in just believing that you are solely 100% an ego, you wouldn't even realize that. You'd be trapped in it. I mentioned before the 5 kleshas of yoga, also called the afflictions, the 5 afflictions that keep us trapped. Flower says, William reminds me of them or him. Yeah, William shares his suffering, which again is a really important thing, because that's how you heal. And William, you've been able to share it here openly without being defensive. I've never once seen you be defensive here. Luke says, I feel that. However, there's people out here who will welcome you with open arms. We'll see. Some of my morning live streams can get a little rambunctious. Let's see, William says, it's interesting. I tried earlier this year to journal. Counted a reference to I 53 times in one entry. See, that's big inner work. There's a lot of value in journaling. However, the key is suspend the judgment. Did I use I too many times? Is 53 too many? Would 54 have been too many? Would 51 have been just enough? It's all this comparison, all the judgments that we make over and over and over again. It just is. It's not good. It's not bad. It's insightful. And what we do with that insight, that's the important thing. And you are intelligent. You're open-minded. I think you could do a lot with that insight. Luke says, out here, as in the world and stream. Well, you know, I was a lousy meditation teacher professionally and breathwork professionally. Not because I was a lousy teacher. It's hard for me to charge too much. It's hard for me to charge the going price. especially if people can't afford it. When I know how effective it is, how life-changing it is, how can you say, sorry, you can't afford me? Or, hey, even if I give you a discount, it's going to break the bank or whatever. It's actually not that much compared to other. Um, but you know what? I want to do it for free. I don't mind a donation. And it could be a cup of coffee. It could be a literal cup of coffee. If you see me, you can buy me a cup of coffee. Um, but YouTube bridges that gap. That it uh, takes it out of the equation. I get to just come here and hopefully say something that helps someone, and they watch an ad or 5 seconds or whatever, or someone else watches an ad as it's skimming through. Or hey, someone comes by to in the morning, someone always, every day, likes to remind me that I'm bald, which is important because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I haven't looked in the mirror yet. I don't know what's happened. I could have a full head of hair. Um, it could be a true Monday miracle. So if I didn't have someone show up on my morning live stream to remind me that I was bald, I don't know. I don't know what would happen. I might wake up and try to comb my hair, and I'd have like scabs on my forehead. So anyway, even they count. You know, they might have to watch an ad to get here. My cat is here to harass me. One of my cats. William says, it's like you were talking about before, about you came here, you came about quitting drinking and spending the, let's see, and spending the energy elsewhere is better. Yeah, it frees up the energy. But just imagine suspending judgment, how much energy that frees up. William, thank you so much, my friend. Very, very much appreciated. As I mentioned before, right here with that, you bought me probably 2 months worth of lentils and some bananas. Very much appreciated. Never feel that you have to at all. I'll be honest with you, if I can't give freely, what do I have to give? Luke is laughing out loud. I also have people to come in to request that I eat meat and gain 20 pounds. Let's see. Flower says this is an assumption, but Nightwatch also said that he was, you're going to have to catch me up on SMTH. He wasn't like aggressive. He was sometimes aggressive, but only when he broke down. And when someone says something that they aren't. I can see that. Night Watchers has shared a lot with us. Flower says they probably were told by others that again and again and again, so they just believed it. And I think that's the case with William, but that's only an assumption. It is a pretty on point assumption. All right. Flower calls me out. Says SMTH equals something. Yeah, and I actually got that last time, didn't I? Yogi, we've been through this. I'm going to play the old card. You got to forgive me, Flower. Luke says, gotta love lentils. Yeah, hey, lentils are so good that Esau in the Old Testament sold his birthright for a bowl of lentil soup to Jacob. Imagine that. But this is why um, I'm not really big on self-help, which sometimes surprises some people, because a lot of things I talk about sound like self-help, except the self that we think we are is fiction, illusory. So what's now sometimes it helps to have a better model of our fictitious self, because it can get us through the day. Sometimes all we need is to get through the day. But eventually, realizing the illusory nature of the self means that we no longer relate to it. So we're no longer tugged and pushed and pulled um, by an illusion. This is why, neuroscience says we don't have free will. This is why yogic Buddhist um, beliefs say we don't have free will. And if you meditate long enough, you start seeing that we definitely don't have free will. However, that doesn't mean that we are without um, the ability to choose. The ego doesn't have free will because the ego doesn't really exist. It's a collection of thoughts. It's a collection of opinions and beliefs that values itself so highly that it makes itself real. So, hey, Kayla's here. Kayla, my friend. Kayla says, let's go, and done hype. Appreciate that, my friend. Kayla is one of my all-time, if not my all-time favorite gamers. So if we start examining ourselves, how much is it that's really, really ours? How much of our beliefs did we get from our parents? And we just, because we've always, as Flower so wisely pointed out, we've been told again and again and again that you are a Catholic, or you're a Baptist, or you're a Democrat, or you're a Republican, or you are this, or you are that. Have you ever really examined it? What am I? Who am I? Have you ever practiced self-inquiry, where we just keep asking, who am I, never settling on an answer? We dropped Kayla's link. Kayla says big likes. Kayla puts in epic sessions. I'm talking like 8+ hours, 11 hours. And she never wavers. She has the energy of a dynamo, that is for sure. So I hope you guys subscribe to Kayla, support her. Kayla says, appreciate very much, Yogi. Thank you for that, Kayla. I appreciate you too. So going back to what I read earlier, that the Course does not aim to teach at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance, meaning that's who you are. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. Man, that lets you off the hook. All of us. Now we don't have to do anything. We don't need to build ourselves up. We don't need to fortify the self. We just need to remove the things that prevent us from being aware of who we truly are. That's like having the patience of the blue sky, just waiting for the clouds to part. And they will, on their own. And now that we're aware of it, it's going to happen even quicker. Which is why I mentioned with William how important it is that he came to that realization. Everything that you mentioned up above, William, is a great insight. Those are the insights of someone that's been meditating for years. Luke says, I used to game like that. Posture's still recovering. Yeah, I can see that. I can't imagine. I can't imagine doing that. Kayla says, you're very sweet. I'm doing well. Hope everyone is all right. Thank you for that, Kayla. You know what? It occurred to me, I don't think we've dropped Luke's link. So let's do that. William says, my entire life feels like I've spent it in solitary confinement. All I do is ponder seemingly aimless. Except it's bringing you to some really big insights, William. The only way you get to those insights is in solitary introspectiveness. Introspection. I probably just should have started with introspection. However, now you're at the point where you're ready to expand a bit more. I think you've been discovering a lot of who you aren't, and now we can start discovering who you are. Luke says, I've said this before, but I found that when I don't forgive myself, I hold negative energy heavy and try to shift the blame to mask it. And again, it's another huge insight. Because when you have that insight, now you know. Sometimes, Luke says, I don't want subs. I'm sorry I dropped your link then. I appreciate your support. There's so many here who come here who don't want subs. They just want to support other people. And that's always awesome. And it's very much appreciated. Our friend Goldie is like that. Here, Siegfried spent some time here yesterday, is like that. So Luke, yeah, even when that happens, now you have that insight that you can shift course. You can even laugh about it. There I am, making that same mistake again, but now it only lasts for an instant, and you're back. I love using, and it's a Buddhist analogy, I love using that blue sky analogy, that we are always ever the blue sky. Here's the amazing thing about that analogy. The blue sky isn't even blue. So there's a deeper reality even to that. We got some emojis from Kayla, and Luke says, I don't post, but maybe in the future. Luke says, I'm embarrassed by my Minecraft videos from 4 years ago. Hey, I got a deep appreciation for gamers, because they're sharing the thing that they absolutely love to do. If I were to ever to write another book, maybe I would write a book about the Zen of gaming, or the yoga of gaming, the yogic path of gaming channels. Cameron's here. Cameron says, hi. Hello, my friend. Flower says I was sure to check that out. Mira is here and says, Kayla Boo, hey. Kayla says, got this up and running. For you, Yogi, my friend. Thank you, Kayla. Much appreciated. Walking with Goldie says, did someone say my name? I did say your name. I'm talking about people who just want to be supporters. And that's Goldie. No one does it better. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. Is this a 10-hour day? Luke says they're low quality too. Well, sometime when you decide you want to do more with your channel, you will have those to look back on as a starting point, and you move on from there. Cameron says hi to everyone. Cameron, how you doing, my friend? Luke says Goldilocks. Let's see. Cameron says, did I ask you about your favorite film? No, I don't think you did. I know we've talked favorite books before. You know what? I'm going to name two off the top. Everyone's favorite, The Big Lebowski. Guys, if you're here and you don't like The Big Lebowski, my question is, why are you here? The Big Lebowski is everything good about films. The Wonder Boys. Kirk Douglas, early recovery role for William Downey Jr., right when he got out of recovery. The Wonder Boys might have the best soundtrack of any movie ever, with maybe the exception of Rushmore, Bill Murray, which is another. And speaking of Bill Murray, got to go with Groundhog Day. Such a deep, deep meaning to that film. Living the same day over and over and over again until you get it right. And how did they get it right? Unselfish love. He gave. He asked Andy McDowell to stay. And that was it. Just stay. So there's a little list. Luke says, I think if I were to post, it would be about fitness and mental health. Man, I'd love to see that, Luke. That would be an awesome message. I'd back you up 100%. Anything that I could do to help you, I'd be there. Mira says, stay blessed, Goldie. So guys, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. When I leave, you got two choices. You can look above at my book selection. You can look down and see how messy my office is. We don't always get our preferences in life. I would prefer if you looked up. Having said that, I know you guys are probably going to look down. I got a cat down here on the floor that might jump up too. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Luke says the dude abides. He certainly does. He's been abiding, what's it been, 20, I think the movie came out in 98 or 99, and he's been abiding ever since. Let's see, Mir says, Sir Yogi, can you use WhatsApp Messenger? I can't. Unless I can get it on my desktop. I don't have it on my phone because my phone is filled with nature videos I've yet to post. And every time I think I'm going to get caught up, I end up just filming more and more. I don't use my phone to film, but I have a little handheld. It's a Canon Power Zoom that I got for my birthday present. I got it early. My birthday is in April, but Mocha gave it to me like in March because she wanted to support my nature art, which is a wonderful thing to do. And tells you everything you need to know about Mocha. Cameron says, which country would you love to visit? I'd love to go anywhere in Great Britain. You know, McCarty, my ancestral name. So Scotch Irish, Scotland, Ireland. I'd love the thought of going to Wales. I've often thought that I'd like to live in England. Um, Although I've had friends in England, our friend Hybrid Jim used to be Barefoot Burpees, said that I was probably romanticizing it, and if I got there, um, I might not like it as much. He's a wise person, so it's probably true. Um, my mom's mother was from Hungary, so I wouldn't mind going to Hungary. And if I'm in Hungary, I may as well stop by and have pizza in Transylvania, uh, homemade by our friend Goldie. So those are probably the ones. A lot of people think that I might say like India off the top of their heads because of the yoga connection. But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I like where I am. I've grown extremely content with the life that I have, and that took some doing, guys. Um, I was not always settled. You know, I mentioned William was talking about when I've talked about drinking. I spent the entirety of the '90s drinking. I tell everyone I was a social drinker, but I found every single occasion to be sociable. I was sociable on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, sociable on the weekends. And then even when I had a bit of a miracle that helped me quit drinking, um, it's almost not even like I quit. It's almost like just drinking stopped. I mentioned before, as if every cell in my body went from a drinker to a non-drinker in an instant, and there was no choice in the matter. I was just done. But even then, it took a few years to sort of settle onto a path, and then as with every path, I did some wavering, messing up, hurting some people. Um, the great gift of divorce, as painful as that sounds, um, allowed me to, and it took a while to get there, and it took a lot of painful lessons, learning how to love without conditions. That the nature of my relationship changed, and yet the love that I had didn't change even a little bit. For a number of years, it was expressed differently. It's still being expressed in unique and wonderful ways now. Um, that I finally feel like I have for lack of a better expression, a soul connection, and it's with the same person um, that I've been through everything with. And then the even greater gifts of a caregiver for both my parents um, in their final years. With my mom through Alzheimer's, teaching me the invaluable lesson of patience. That you have to always be infinitely patient with someone who is going through Alzheimer's or any form of dementia, because you can't say, I just told you, or don't you remember? Because obviously they don't remember, and they will never remember again. They never get it back. Every day is a little bit of loss. However, the awareness that they have stays the same. So they are aware that something's lost, something isn't right, and it fills them with no small amount of fear. Man, can you alleviate that fear even a little bit? Just putting a hand on the shoulder, just by looking in the eye. I see you. I see you. Not your memories, not what you've lost, but I see who you are. And then being able to hold my father's hand in his final breath uh, and sitting on his bedside meditating. Wherever his consciousness was going, it was going to be with my love without a second lost. Luke says, I think you can. Mir says, Sir Yogi, come to Hunza, Pakistan, and the highest mountain here. That would be pretty awesome. Pakistan is a beautiful and wild country. Luke says, I equate your love to strength. I agree, Luke, but when you're going through it, at first you don't think so. Um, you gotta learn to let go. I mentioned before, I've never regretted anything that I let go of, but I almost always instantly regret the things that I've held on for too long. Because in that way, there is nothing but suffering. If we take the Buddha's word to heart that life is change, life is motion, and that we suffer because of our desire to cling to what can't be clung to, that's what I did. That's what each of us did. That's what Milka did. That's what I did. She was clinging to what she thought the relationship was what it was going to be. And then after the divorce, during the divorce, I was clinging to what I wanted it to be. But it took us a while. But here's the thing, we never parted company. Always a firm belief that we had some type of commitment to grow and to expand in love. I couldn't have done that. There's no way I could have done that on my own. I needed someone that I absolutely loved, that allowed me the opportunity to let go, that allowed me the opportunity to have my heart broken. In that brokenness, you find your spaciousness. With our friend Goldie, we talked about Leonard Cohen, the song The Anthem, that everything has a crack in it because that's how the light gets in. Luke says, I relate to that. Mir says, okay, so Yogi, just busy, some work here. And stay blessed, Yogi and all friends. Thank you. Mir, I appreciate you spending some time here. That one dude. Hello, my friend. Says, MF Dreadson asked me to say hello. I appreciate that, my friend. Tell Dreadson I said thank you, too. That one dude. Let's bring up his channel. I'm going to drop his link. However, that one dude, I'm learning to ask. And it might be important to ask. As Luke pointed out, he's not interested in subscribers. Goldie definitely isn't. As well as many of our other friends. So, I'd love to connect. But if you don't want subscribers, that's cool too. We got a peace sign from that one dude. Much appreciated. Dude says, I like your vibe. Thank you. Flower says, hi, that one dude. So that was a great line of questions from our friend Cameron. Because you never know where it's going to lead. Talking about Groundhog Day. Just getting it right. Going through the same thing. It's a great yogic and Buddhist metaphor. As well as the Course in Miracles. That Bill Murray thought he was this one character. Going through the motions day after day after day. However, when he came to the realization that it was always the same day, he started trying things differently. He started letting some things go. And he realized who he truly was and what he truly wanted. And it just came down to love. It just came down to asking that one person to stay. And when he did, everything changed. That one dude said it's mostly cat pics. That makes me all the more curious. As I was just talking about my cat. My opinion, you can't go wrong with cat pics. Or dog pics. I took some videos of a fox this morning. As well as the sunrise. Give me 1 second, guys. Probably going to log off in about 5-10 minutes. I'll be back. Let's see. That one dude says we have six rescues. They keep me grounded. I have 2 rescues. They're sisters. Got them when they were 10 years old. Black cats. The person at the shelter told Mocha they didn't think anyone was going to want them being 10 years old, being black cats. For some reason, people don't want black cats. I guess it's that whole unlucky thing. Or she was afraid that someone might want one and not the other. And the fact that they were sisters, 10 years together, they were bonded. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, we got to bring them home. Especially because, I had mentioned I had lost my dogs, the last one in 2019. My father passed away in 2001. I had the space, and it would be good to fill it with I like cats, I like dogs, but I got to be honest, it's been 6 years since my dog passed away. I'm not ready for a dog, heart wise. I wish I was. Now, of course, I have a loner dog, Mocha's dog, my dog as well, but lives with Mocha. I see her every day. We're bonded as well, but she's not here. So I have the space. I like cats. I thought, gotta bring them in. Gotta give them a home. One dude says, Daw? I was this close to not reading that, because I knew Flower was she's waiting to hear me say, Daw, and she's gonna, she'll threaten to make a short, to make a clip of that. That one dude says, same here. I never thought I would be a cat guy, but my wife changed my worldview. Every once in a while, you get those questions on a live stream where someone will say cat or dog, and my answer is always yes. Get rid of or. Cat and dog. Charlie's here. Charlie, my friend. Charlie says, hey, Eric, I haven't been here for a while. Sorry, it's been a while. Also, hi, how are you? I'm good, Charlie. How's your summer? Be going back to school in not too long, right? That one dude says, okay, I'm going to actually check on my plants now. I'll be back. Be good and be safe. You too, my friend. Jace says, most definitely. What's up, Jace? Let's see. Charlie says, my summer has been fun, and I have a month and a half left. Nice. Hey, did you ever you were talking about maybe telling your parents that you had a YouTube channel, but you weren't sure? I definitely appreciate you stopping in and getting us up to date. Goldie is waiting for the tram, which means she's off work, which means it was only a 10-hour day and not a 12-hour day. It says Glorious Sky. Awesome. Our friend Odom's here. Odom says, hello, just Yogi doing his Burpees in his basement. Odom, how are you? How was your weekend? How's the weekend? How's the harvest coming? Hey, when's fig harvest? Cody says, hi there, Charlie. Jace just subbed Charlie. Nice. Cody says hi there to Odom. Hey, Jace, you subscribe to Odom? Odom's got a beautiful homesteading channel. Reaper is here. Reaper, I heard we had a Navy SEALs. After Navy SEALs, doing more Navy SEALs, but today with nasal breathing and a vest. How awesome is that? You only get that from the Burpee Reaper. Speaking of which, Burpee Reaper is at 905 subscribers, guys. His audience is finally catching up with his greatness. And I mean that sincerely. Reaper says, good morning, Eric and YouTube family. How you feeling, Burpee? Reaper? How is looks like you didn't even need any recovery. Charlie says, I've been really thinking on telling my dad. He's a very chill dude. Plus, he's been wanting to do more with my channel. Plus, I've been wanting to do more with my channel, and I know telling my parents would be good. Yeah, that's sort of what we talked about last time. Goldie says, hi there, Jace. Look at you, you're blue. He is blue. There's a reason why he's blue. Because, well, for one, he's a good guy. He's a trustworthy guy. And also, I think Jace has such a beautiful message on his channel that he needs for that audience to grow. And the best way for him to do it here is to be able, the best way to grow is to support people, as you can see what he's doing. We become what we give. And Jace is all about giving. His whole message is about giving. And having him blue makes it easy for him to give. Makes it easier for him to give. Look at what happened when we made Jacob blue. No one gives more than Jacob. Reaper says, Goldie, big salute. Laradox is back. Welcome back, Laradox. How was the driving? How was the parking? Laradox says, things have been so busy lately. Busy is good. It's summer. You're young. You should be busy. Jay says, yeah, I sure am. Odom says that he's good. Should have some figs by the middle of August. Nice. Did I mention I saw someone, it's a fig channel, talked about pinching figs. Or you pinch the root so that the roots don't keep growing outwards, which causes the vine to produce more figs. I think I said that right. Reaper said, I said I would do it. Reaper does what he says he's going to do, that's for sure. Reaper says, no way. Yep, 905. Well deserved 905. And he says, I didn't know that. Oh my God, thank you guys. Well deserved, Reaper. We need to get you to 1K. Odom says hello to the Burpee Reaper. Goldie says, I love figs, however they are not native to Romania. I love figs ceremonially. figuratively, more than I actually like eating things, if that makes sense. Given a choice, I'd rather have a date. But there's just something about figs that I really like. The plant, the history, everything about them. Laradox says, I've always subbed to you, Charlie. Reaper says, feeling great, Eric. Appreciate it. Charlie says, thanks all. You're welcome, my friend. Laradox says, we become what we give. Such a true statement. Thank you for that, Laradox. And Jace drops the link for our friend Leo Said So. Awesome. I haven't seen, I haven't checked in a couple of hours on how things are going. How is Leo's recovery going? Eric Point says, hey to Odom, Jace, Goldie, Burpee Reaper. Can't see his phone well. Reaper says, appreciate you, Jace. Reaper says, the point the man wanted to see. That sounds ominous. Ominous. Goldie drops a link for Charlie. Thank you for that. Eric Point says, Yogi is 800 subs from a shot caller routine. Man, I better get in shape. I better get in burpee shape. We could do a Pelican Bay routine instead if you want. Not that I'm bringing things down a bit. Goldie says, Eric Point, we meet again. Reaper says, okay, LaPointe, when you get a chance, go see the last rep I did this morning. I'm willing to guess. I'm not going to guess. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I could guess what it is. Reaper says there's a message for you. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Charlie says, figs are amazing. My dad loves them, and we meat sort them. And very nutritious food. Figs and dates. Odom says that he has Chinese dates. Jujubes? Jujubes. Reaper says, how did I not know about this? It's under wraps. It was just recently discussed. I'm already wavering. 6 months ago, I wouldn't have wavered at all. I would have jumped right in. I would have done everything to get him to 2K. Now I'm thinking about actually preventing it from happening. I am definitely not in burpee shape. I still do burpees every day. Some days I do, more than others. But it's combined with some other stuff. But we'll see. You know what? We got all day to do them. It's not, it's not like we're trying to do it in a time limit. I just don't want to hold Eric LaPointe back because he's getting in burpee shape. I'm going in the opposite direction. I mentioned before when I hit my 1,000 days of burpees, which will be in about a month or so, a little over a month, I'm thinking about getting back into kettlebell sport. I was this close to not doing burpees today and picking up the kettlebells, but my back is still a little iffy. And Jace drops his link. Awesome, Jace. Welcome with Goldie says, thank you, Jace, but not mine. Goldie is a support her channel. She has rededicated herself to being the support system that she is. Goldie says awesome to Odom. Goldie says she appreciates the intent though. Goldie says the one I deleted is mine. I don't want to share it anymore. Thank you for your kindness. Yep, as mentioned, Goldie feels most comfortable as a support system for others. And no one gives more than Goldie. Wolf says, dates are better than figs any day of the week. Glad to have a fellow date man here. Figs are definitely one of my standard foods. Have some in my oatmeal every day. I've had friends who have done ultras, 100-mile races, nothing but dates. I don't know if that would be feasible for me though. Dates can be high in fiber, which isn't bad on a day-to-day basis, but it might not what you want on a 100-mile race. I've done a 100-mile race on nothing but fruit before. Fruit and an electrolyte calorie drink. My first 50-miler was entirely on fruit. Charlie says, so Eric, we haven't done a question of the stream in a while. So do you have any questions? Hey, you were going to try out for, you're going into high school, right? Nope. Yeah, you're going into high school. And you were going to try out for, I'm trying to think, it was cross country and something else, because it's been a little while. How have you been training through the summer? There's my question. Have you been training through the summer? William says, I agree with dates. Love dates. Goldie says hi there to William. Let's see. Wolf says, I like Newtons, but I don't like figs. Lacrosse. That was it. So you've been training for lacrosse for the summer? My dad loved fig Newtons. Jay says, I've done 50 miles with 30K, Eric. Awesome. I never did a ruck event. I thought about it. I've done, in a 10-year ultra career, I've done well over, including fat ass runs, which are less organized races, well over 100 ultras, from 50K to 100 miler, from 6-hour races to 24-hour races. Had I stuck with it, had it not been for COVID, which sucked away all my desire to do races, to be in large groups of people. I thought it would come back, when the pandemic subsided. It never did. I became even more reclusive. I don't know if that'll last forever. I might get back into racing. Milka would love to get back into racing. I had wanted to do some 48-hour and longer races because I was doing more ultra distance walking, which you can do forever. And what I loved about walking, at the end of the race, I was as fast as the mid-pack runners because they start at a fast pace and then they end up walking. But when you walk at that steady pace, you just do it all day and all night and the next day too. Let's see. That one dude says, I notice you talk about calisthenics often. What's your routine? When do you work out? I do what they used to call circuit training, supersets. Nice. high intensity or whether low intensity because I'm no longer young. I'm no longer young either, my friend. Um, I do burpees every day. I think 930 days now or something like that. And lately I've been mixing it with a little bit of weights again. I used to be really much into lifting. I competed in kettlebell sport for 7 or 8 years, which I loved. And now, um, like I do, one day is pull-ups. I'll do a couple sets of pull-ups, and then I follow it up with whatever burpees I feel like doing. Then the next day is dips, and I follow it up with burpees. And then I do an arm day with dumbbells, um, something for triceps, followed by more burpees. And then I do a shoulder day, kettlebell press, more burpees. And then I do straight burpees, and I start the cycle over again. I'll be doing that for however long. Probably, like I said, I'm going to hit 1,000 days, and then I might get back into kettlebell sport. That one dude says, wow. Hey, that one dude, how old are you? Goldie says hi to that one dude. And Jacob's here. Jacob's saying hi to everyone. One dude said, our cats took over our home gym office. So I've been slacking the past couple of years. You got to give priority to the cats, that's for sure. Charlie says, and yes, I have. Also, I've done marathons too. And what helps me is eating a spoon of honey because of water and some protein. Awesome. Spoonful of honey, you are talking Burpee Reaper's language. Him and Jacob. They were using honey for their 500 Navy SEALs yesterday. One dude says hey to Goldie. And Jacob says hey to one dude. Goldie says hi there, Jacob. Always a pleasure to see you. I agree. Let's see. That one dude says 45. 1 year older than me, says Goldie. Wolf says, you're still a young man? I started ultra running when I turned 45. I didn't finish my first 100-mile race after 3 failed attempts, although honestly, I don't consider them failure. Is it a failure to run? My first attempt was I did 66 miles. How can you call 66 miles in the woods along a river, beautiful country, a failure? It was a beautiful 66 miles, and it was the longest I had run to date. But I didn't complete my first my first 100-miler until I was 50 years old, 2 weeks after my 1 week after my 50th birthday. Jacob says, you got my respect, Sister Goldie. Jacob says, no links dropped. Goldie says, and you have mine, Brother Jacob. One dude says we had a 3 point, we had 3. 3 became 4. 4 was pregnant. So now we have a total of 6. It's about 30% of every day. Worth it. It is worth it, for sure. Man, there's nothing more fun than a kitten or a puppy. Goldie says, none of mine, Brother Jacob. I appreciate you dropping the other lovely people's links. Runner Boy is here. Runner Boy says, hey guys. Runner Boy was live this morning. Big session on the bench. Jacob says, you have my word, Sister Goldie. So in just 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to have to call it a day. Well, call it an afternoon. We'll be back in about 2 hours, 2-ish hours. As always, Goldie says, let's get Brother Jacob to 300 subscribers. Thank you, lovely people. It would be a well-deserved 300 plus. One dude says, thanks everyone. This is a good vibe here. My best running ever was a 10-minute mile. Nice. And a half. My lungs and knees don't like me running. More of a cyclist. Yeah, that's why with ultras, I started walking more and more. I still love running, but long distance walking, race walking without adhering to the form. Race walking, you got to have that front knee straight every time it hits the ground. But if you're not competing in race walking, take the technique and make it your own. I was doing easily my best 50K as a walker was actually 50K is 31 miles, but the race was long. It was 36 miles. I did it in 7 hours and 11 minutes. I walked the whole way, middle of the pack, which I was happy with. Anything you do with running, you can do with walking. Wolf says honey is a superfood, I think. I think I would agree with you, Wolf. Jacob says, thank you, Sister Goldie. So, all right, guys. I'm going to shut things down. One dude says, monkey's breath number 3 is getting harvested today. So you have something to trim and smoke when my wife is out of town next week. Awesome. I have not heard of monkey breath. However, I'm going to look it up. I like the sound of that. Jacob says, let's get our brother Wolf to 300 subscribers. Nice. Wolf says, thanks, Jacob. Eric Point says, another great live. Hey, we had some new friends come in, which is always cool. And man, they instantly became friends. I love when that happens. Instantly. And then we had some people like Charlie that we haven't seen for a while. We had a great conversation with everyone. This was a great live stream. Thank you, guys. William Hart says, that one dude, can I work with you? Goldie says, thank you for the lovely live and chat. Thank you for making it so. Let's see. One dude says, it is a one I am developing. It isn't ready for marketing yet. Hey, stop back and give us some details when you get a chance. Jacob says, it was an honor to be part of your live stream, brother Mr. Yogi. Blessings, big salute to you. Big salute to you. And wise move, taking the day, recovery, active recovery. Jay says, sub to Wolf. Awesome. We got a peace sign from that one dude. William says, incredible. If you drop a link, I will sub. One dude says he does need a new grow bro. Rowan says sub. Thank you, Goldie. Rowan says have a glorious afternoon, everyone. And Goldie says thank you for dropping your link. Eric LaPointe, even though it's just going to get me into trouble. So, all right, guys. I'll be back. 2 hours or so. If you're bored, you got nothing better to do. You need someone to talk to. I'm your guy. I should say you need someone to talk to you. I'm your guy. As you all know, I can do some serious talking, guys. One dude says, is that a Jerry Garcia band song? Which one? I got to tell you, though. One of my all-time favorite concerts, Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C., Jerry Garcia Band. I might have had more fun at a Jerry Garcia Band show than all of the Grateful Dead concerts I've been to. Theo says, good afternoon, Yogi. Hope today is good. Take it easy, brother, and stay strong. Time to work out. Awesome. because I'm just closing up, I'll be able to have the opportunity to stop in, cheer Leo on. Wolf says, Jason, got you? Awesome. Let's see. Welcome to Goldie says, you can, Eric McCarty? What, for what? What did I miss? Eric LaPointe salutes Yogi. Or Eric LaPointe salutes Leo. I'm all over the place, guys. I lost a little bit of track here. All right. Since I'm off track, I might as well just keep going off track. And I'm going to say goodbye. I'll be back. Off to Leo now. I'm going to head off that way too. Hey, I'll see you guys there. Charlie, I hope to see you before you start school. Stop in, give us an update. Let us know how everything's going. And most of all, enjoy your summer. Flower, if you're still here, you dropped some pretty serious wisdom for everyone today. Very much appreciated. So, with that, guys, I'm going to see everyone later. Take care.